Hello, nobody. So I am live and I'm waiting for people to join in. And it takes some time. I'm learning how to deal with this live situation. So it's like when I started, right, okay, so I'm looking at the Instagram and Instagram said we're telling followers, hold on, we're telling more followers. So everyone is just starting up. We're starting up the engine for live lesson number 9. It's a lot of live lessons, live lockdown lessons. And although we're not officially in lockdown, we are all self-quarantining. So people have asked me how to say that word. It's quarantine, quarantine, not quarantine. Quarantine. Welcome everybody to live lesson number 9. I have something special planned for all of you today. And this is something that I am really into. But first of all, enough about me. How are you doing today? What are you guys up to today? Tell me. Instagram, I can see you. And Facebook, I can see you too. What are you guys up to? Who has been outside? Have you been enjoying the sun? I went for a beautiful walk today. I got a lot of sun. Hi, Kun from Bali. Great that you're checking in. People are on the bike. That's great. Was working on a new workbook for a new course that is coming very soon. You'll be hearing about that here later, but I've been working very, very hard behind the scenes to launch something fabulous. My darling friend Dee from And Bloom has been spreading love, which she always does. If you don't know her on Instagram, and.bloom, one of the most inspiring women I have ever had the privilege to meet. It's almost bedtime in Bali. I can imagine it's quite late there. People joining from Paris, welcome. We've had people from all over the world joining, and that makes my heart so happy. And because my work is now, well, a lot of it, 95% of it is gone or on hold. I really wanted to continue to teach because I love it so much. And I have received messages from people all around the world, Argentina, Chile, Syria, Berlin, Washington, Seattle, New York, Iran. It's mind-blowing. So thank you all so much for joining in. So what we're going to do today, so every day I try to find a theme, and I'm trying to come up with like 50 themes because we might be doing this until June in the Netherlands. Well, I'm not really sure how long this self quarantining is going to last. But and from Los Angeles, welcome. Oh, this is so great. Eat a real bagel for me if you're in LA and enjoy those avocados. Oh, it's someone from Germany joining from Facebook. Ingrid, welcome, willkommen. So great to see you all. Really, it makes me so happy. So I have kind of some awesome news. Last week, I wrote a poem in 5 minutes, and that was called The Strangest Spring. I shared it on my Instagram and my Facebook and my Twitter and my LinkedIn. And my dear client and friend, Tim Knoll, a brilliant singer-songwriter, who I've been working with for many years, heard it and wrote a song about it, and it was played on the radio this week, and now there's a lot of media attention about it. So watch this space. He will be playing it on TV very soon. I will keep you posted tomorrow about that. And it just shows how in this crisis period, which it most definitely is, there is beauty. There is beauty to be found. And the most important thing you can learn from me today is beauty is everywhere, and it's not where you look, it's how you look. That's it. Beauty is everywhere. It is not where you look, it's how. It's how you perceive things. Your perception determines where you find beauty. And because I'm a pretty optimistic person, full of energy and life, I find beauty everywhere. And that's hard to do sometimes, but I'm not letting that stop me. I'm not letting this crisis get to pull me down so much. There are moments like when I wrote that poem, I was crying. When I read it online and shared it with everyone, I was crying. Hi from Turkey. This is the first live chat. Hi from Turkey. I'll tell you something about me. My name is Buffy. I'm an English coach. I've been teaching English for over 30 years. I am from New York. I live in the Netherlands. I have my own practice in teaching English to fabulous people. Many of them are celebrities or rock stars or actors or global CEOs or people in parliament. I write books. I have a world record because I taught 10,000 people English at once at the Lowland Festival. I have online courses. You can learn with me for free on my site. If you go to my Instagram bio, there's a section you can see learn for free. I have 5 free downloads that you can download completely free. You just type in your email, you get this download link, and you can learn about grammar, about pronunciation, about telephone skills, about vocabulary, and about presentations, because I'm a senior TEDx presentation coach, and it's my joy to share my message with the world. So welcome to you from Turkey. So one of the things that I wanted to mention is so there's beauty in everything. So please, and this crisis is hitting very close to home. I have friends who have the virus. I have students who have the virus. I have clients who have the virus, and I know people who have died from this. So please, I want you to stay optimistic if you can. I truly feel having a positive attitude will pull you through the most challenging situations. Remember, all of this news, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. But I want you to be the gatekeeper to your soul. And when I say that, what do I mean is your soul that's your house. And you choose who and what you open the door to. And if you open the door to your soul and you say, come on in, bad news, come on in every 5 minutes, checking death statistics, come on in. How many people have died there? How many people have died there? How can I get in? You know, with all of that coming into your house, you've invited that into your soul. And certain people can handle that very well. I'm not one of those people. It can bring me down very, very fast. So I am almost 52 years old. It's taken me a long time to learn how to protect myself. So I'm really careful about what I let in. You can control how often you use your phone. I know that's hard. You can control how often you check the news. So please, if you try to limit that and have specific moments that you check the news every day, maybe once in the morning, once in the evening, but that constantly checking and scrolling, maybe for many of you is not a super healthy thing. So that is just my tip of the day. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about today is the difference between British and American English. And look what I made. See how I prepare for these lessons? So, do I have to ask you which flag is British and which is American? I assume you know. American, British, okay. I do a lot of accent reduction coaching for films and for television shows and musicals. So I've done Brimstone, I've done The Hope Affair, working with the brilliant Monique Hendricks. I've worked extensively with Linda de Mol for her new movie, April, May, and June. I've also done The Dirigent, The Conductor, brilliant film. If you get a chance, please see it. It's also on the KLM airplane. When I was on the airplane, I saw it. When people say to me, I want to learn English and I want you to help, first of all, my English pronunciation. Fun fact, I always ask, what kind of pronunciation do you mean? Because did you know, in the UK alone, there are over 56 recognized accents. 56. Don't even get me started on America. So there's so many varieties in English. And what I wanted to do today was to not focus on pronunciation, because we've done that in other live lockdown lessons. I actually have them all on a playlist on my YouTube channel. You can subscribe to my YouTube, which I never really use. I forget I have it, but there is a live lockdown lesson. It's under my name, Buffy with an I, Duberman, for a live lockdown lesson video playlist. All of the videos we have done are there on my YouTube. So what I wanted to do is talk about the differences between British and American English as far as grammar, vocabulary, and spelling goes, because there might be more differences than you realize. Yes, there are differences. So I'm going to talk about one of the chapters from my book. I wrote this book, 100 Ways to Save Your Ass in English, where you can see me as a little superhero. There I am, saving you from shame in English. This is available online under my name, or check 100 Ways. It's 20 euros. You can get it in the Netherlands on my own website or on bol.com, or support your local bookstore now more than ever. There's 100 chapters about 100 different things in English that you need to know. And of course, I have a whole chapter on the difference between American and British English. And I opened the chapter, it's called One Language Divided by a Lot of Water. So I use a lot of humor in my books. And people have said to me that they really laugh while they're learning, which is very important to me. So I started out this chapter with a true story, and this really happened. Many years ago, I was teaching at a very famous language institute in the Netherlands. This was in the early 90s. And one of my colleagues, who was in the room next door, she was teaching, and she was about 63 years old. She was British. I'm American. She came to my office door, knocked on the door, and she said to me, "Do you have a rubber? I need a rubber right now for this guy that I'm with." And I'm like, "You need a rubber? 63 years old during the day at work? You go, girl." Because, of course, I thought as an American, a rubber was a condom. A condom. Yes, I'm going to go there. And she was British, God bless her. And she meant a rubber as an eraser. An eraser. When you want to write in pencil and you want to erase it, you take, in England, a rubber. In America, a rubber has a different purpose. So we were both laughing about it, thank God. And we, I laugh a lot in my job. It's very important to me. And I thought, well, I need to put this in my book. So lesson number 1, in England, a rubber is a gommetje in Dutch, an eraser. And in America, a rubber is condom. Let's get that cleared up right away. But I wanted to first work on the difference in spelling. So for example, let me just write down. Look at this. I'm writing things down. I haven't forgotten you. Oh, just a minute. See, I'm so, all right. So let's say Instagram, I'm turning you around so this it's not mirrored. I hope this is okay. Because I never went, I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I know how to teach. I love teaching, but this technical stuff. I hope you can see this. So let's look at the difference in spelling. America, color, honor, labor, OR. Can you see that? And in England, OUR. So that is one thing I want you to be aware of when you spell. Another spelling difference between British and American is this. Check this out. Let's see. All right. Another spelling difference here. You'll see in America, center, leader, theater. Hello. And you'll see in England, the UK, center, leader, and theater. So ER changes to RE. That's a spelling difference. And another one. you know this one. Program versus program. So you'll see here, program M for America and ME for British. Okay. Instagram, I'm turning you back. Okay. So that is just, there's a lot more. But because I try to keep these lessons concise, it's better to teach you a little bit every day, not in the weekend, but every day a little bit, and then we're going to build it up from there. I also wanted to talk about the difference in grammar between British and American English. A lot of people aren't aware of the subtle differences between British and American grammar because there's differences. For example, in England, they would write and they would say, she burnt her finger. Burned, they would do B-U-R-N-T, burnt. In America, we would say, I burned my finger, E-D. So in America, we would take to burn, and it's considered a regular verb because we would use ed at the end. And in England, or in the UK, they would say burnt with a T. Past tense of to burn in the UK is burnt. She burnt her finger, and in America, burned. The same thing goes for the verb to dream. In America, we would make it a regular verb. I dreamed, ed. I dreamed about you last night. I didn't. I think I dreamed about a goat. I wonder what that means. And in the UK, they would say, I dreamt, D-R-E-A-M-T. So in America, we actually have more regular verbs than they have in the UK. In the UK, they have more irregular verbs for the past tenses. So an irregular verb is a verb that does not end in ed, and a regular verb is a verb that ends in ed for the past. Okay. Another example is in the UK, they would say, have you got, for a question. For example, have you got time for a meeting today? Have you got a new car? But in America, we would say, do you have a new car? So in the UK, have you got is in America, do you have? And in the UK, I haven't got would be in America, I don't have. That's another difference. Also in the UK, they would say needn't. You needn't come to work tomorrow. You can work at home. I hope you're all able to work at home or somewhere where it's safe. I am in my office at the moment. I'll show you. Look at that New York building. And look at these flowers I picked for you. Sorry, Facebook, that was for Insta. I can't really take my laptop and do that. You needn't come into work, needn't. And in America, we would say you don't have to. So needn't would be in the UK, America, you don't have to. Okay, straightening you out, Instagram. Another difference, which is really interesting to me, because I love grammar in English so much, is in England, they would say, or in the UK, excuse me, they would say, I've lost my keys. Now, in the UK, when they say I've, which is I have lost my keys, that means the keys are still lost. They are still looking for their keys. In America, we would say, I lost my keys. I lost my keys. Because in England, I've lost my keys means the losing has not finished yet. And you can only say, I lost my key when you found your key again, because then the losing is over. So you need to find your key to say, I lost my key, because then the losing is over. But until you find your key in the UK, often they say, I've lost my key. I have lost my key. In America, we lost our key. Finding it is unrelated to losing it. And we don't use what we call the present perfect, have lost, have seen, has studied, as much as they do in England. Okay, so that's some grammar stuff. So just to recap, needn't in the UK is don't have to. Irregular verbs are more in the UK than in America. For example, burnt with a T, dreamt with a T in the UK, and in America it's burned with ED, dreamed with ED. And I've lost my key, I have lost my key would be used more in the UK, and I lost my key is in the United States. All right, one more thing I want to cover with you today. Are you still with me? I think so. I hope so. Ask questions anytime, or you know what? Wait till the end. Then we have question time. There are words that are different. So I just did the famous rubber versus condom versus eraser debacle. And now I want to talk about some words that are different from the UK. So this week, I actually did a live lockdown lesson without pants on, because I burned my legs very badly. They're still healing. It's still very painful, but doing this distracts me from the pain. No horseback riding for a while, or riding a bicycle for a while. Good thing I like to walk every day. I did this without pants. You don't know that I'm wearing sweatpants right now, right? Maybe. Or a wedding dress underneath this. You don't know what I'm wearing. And that's maybe better that you don't know. But in the UK, pants means underwear. And in the United States, pants are your trousers. Your pants, your trousers. Okay. In the UK, the boot of your car is what? Where's the boot of your car? That's the back of your car that you open to put stuff in, right? So like if you get groceries or you buy something or you have bags or suitcases, you open the boot of your car, you put your stuff in. But in America, we don't call it the boot. We call it something else. Who knows what that is called? The boot of your car is in the UK. What do we call this in America? Who knows? Welcome everybody joining in from everywhere. Does anyone know? The boot in the UK is what in America? I see some people answering. Watch your spelling. It's the trunk of your car. So the trunk of your car, well done, answers coming in. The trunk of your car is American, and the boot is from the UK. Well done. Okay, good Ingrid, good Alice, good Silly. Okay. In America, we eat with our hamburgers fries, French fries, and usually we put a lot of ketchup on it. Did you know? Fun and shameful fact, in America, we use more tomatoes per person than in Italy. Oh, who's calling? My mom is calling me. Bye, Mom. I had it on Do Not Disturb. That was my mom trying to FaceTime. I'll call her back when we're done. But in America, we use more tomatoes per person than in Italy. Is it because we eat a lot of pomodori? It's because we eat a lot of ketchup. That is a shameful fact. In America, we eat a lot of ketchup, and that's why we have more tomatoes per person than in Italy. Okay, so in America, we eat fries. What do we call this in England? In the UK, they don't eat fries. They have what? Who knows? Type it in. I see some answers coming in. I'm not going to say anything until I see more. I see pictures of tomatoes. Yeah, you guys are great. Chips. That is absolutely right. Well done. So fries in America is chips. Think of going to a fish and chips shop. Okay. In America, if it's cold, you put on a sweater. You put on a sweater. First of all, check out my shirt. Do you see this? Do you see these collars? That's a text coming in. Look at this collar for my vintage shirt. It's really big. Okay. So in America, when it's cold, we put on a sweater. What do you put on in the UK? They do not put on a sweater. They put on something else. Who knows? Type it in. Welcome, Kirsten. America, a sweater is, could be a cardigan, but in America, we also have cardigans. It's a jumper. Well done. It's a jumper. And in America, a jumper is a person jumping up and down. So, you know, if you're British and you go to the United States and you're like, I've got to put my jumper on, they're going to think you got like someone jumping and you're like putting them on you. And that's a weird visual. We don't want to go there. All right. This one is interesting. In the United States, the front of your car, where often the engine is, that is called the hood of your car. So if your car breaks down and someone comes to look at it, they might say to you, pop the hood. Great expression. Pop the hood means they want you to open up the front of your car so they can check the engine. Pop the hood. Good expression. What is the hood called in the UK? It's not the hood. It's not the hood. What do you think? I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to drink some water. It's not a jumper. I guess there's some delay. So a hood in America, pop the hood when you're on these huge American highways, driving along, listening to your country radio. In England, they do not have a hood at the front of the car. It is indeed the bonnet of the car, B-O-N-N-E-T. That's the bonnet of the car. And bonnet is a very interesting word because it's also something you wear on your head in England, in the UK, and in the United States. We have an Easter bonnet. So Easter is coming up in April. That's Passover. And in the olden days, people would wear an Easter bonnet, which was a hat for ladies they would wear on their head, and they would have like a bow, and that was your beautiful Easter bonnet. You can even find it in old movies. All right. Let's find another one. In America, we go on vacation, which they don't do in the UK. What do they do? They do not go on vacation. They go on, oh, I'm so glad you're having fun. I'm having fun too. Cheers to your health. L'chaim, I drink to your health. In America, they go on vacation. In the UK, they go on you guys are doing great. Holiday, if we took a holiday. Oh, yes, holiday. You got me singing and dancing. That is how much I love teaching like this. Let me see if I have one more. Oh, yes, I have one more. In America, when you want to throw something away, it becomes garbage. Garbage. What is that called in the UK? Not garbage. America has garbage and the UK has, what do you think? No? Yay for you, Kat. Yay for you, Rule. Yay for you, Arda. Yay for you, SVSX. I don't know your name. Sylvie, well done. Rosebine, almost. Yes, so in the UK, they have rubbish. And that's also an expression. If you're in the UK and you're telling someone a story and they say, oh, that's rubbish, that is not a good thing, people. That means they don't believe you, or they think it's horrible or terrible, or they think you're lying. So rubbish in the UK is garbage in America. So that concludes my official lesson for today. If you want to know more about English, you can learn with me for free on my website. The link is in my Instagram bio. There are 5 free downloads. If you want to support a self-published author, that is me, who has no work at the moment, you can buy my book. I have written many books. If you're interested in grammar, I have written Rock Your English, which is learning English grammar through music, also available online. And I have to tell you, it is the most beautiful grammar book you will ever see, because it's got stuff like this. And it explains grammar, but it's really so pretty. And there's a lot of music in it. And I will show you my favorite page. Check that out. In a grammar book, a rainbow in a grammar book. That's how I roll. And it's fun to use. So it's question time now. Who has a question for the teacher today? Hey, Yannicka, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Who has some questions? I'm checking Facebook. Let me see if I do this right. Well done. Oh, you can order all the books online or on my website. I have my own web shop, and I pack them in myself with love, and I will send them to you. Thank you so much. Yeah. So who has questions for me today? And who has ideas for the next lesson? Thank you. Yes, Jana, on Facebook, I see your answers now. I'm doing Facebook and Instagram at the same time, so I didn't scroll down on Facebook. I apologize if I did not respond to you. Can you come back to Bali? Yes, I have my own educational foundation to help English programs on Bali. It's called the Be Deal Foundation. You can find it also on my website. I hope I can go back next year. I really hope. I was there in February. I cannot wait to go back. I cannot wait. Thank you so much for joining me. Oh, I have these books. They are great, I promise. Thank you so much. That means so much to me. That's wonderful. Thank you. So, other questions today, or who has ideas for our next lesson? I have a million ideas, but I want to hear from you. What are things that you're struggling with in English? What are things you have problems with or questions about? Alice, you're welcome. Someone said, is holidays always plural? No, you can go on holiday. That was a question from Hannah. You can go on holiday. So it's not necessarily plural. Thanks, Machtel. So great that you joined us. Thank you. Something about animals next time. Oh, that's a really nice idea. Maybe we can do something about animals, because there are some really fun facts and interesting things about animals in English. I'm going to write that down. I love when you give me homework. I'm writing it down. Just a second. Okay, so tomorrow is Friday. Friday is our fun Friday. And I would like to learn about professional mailings. In Letter for the King, an actor said the only ones who can do something about it are us. Why not are we? We versus us. That's good. Yannicka, great question. I will get back to you on that tomorrow, because that's a bit too much to get into in the last few minutes. Prepositions, super. Idioms about a topic, idioms to describe people. That's also great. You have such great ideas. Thank you so much. Let me see. Let's check our Facebook friends. You're a national treasure. Thank you so much. Oh, wow. I can't wait till they build a Buffy statue somewhere. Hannah asked, when do you use to and when you use also? They are very similarly used, to versus also, but to has different applications. For example, you can say too much, too expensive, and you can't say also much, also expensive. So to is different than also in that way, but to is probably more informal. When someone says, I like chocolate, I like it too, I like it also, to would be more commonly used in that situation. Okay, I was writing down what people were saying, idioms on themes. Yes, that's also the last part of my book. I have the last 10 chapters. I have 100 idioms in 10 different themes. So I will definitely get to that. Well, that's all for now. I'm going to try really hard to save this on my phone. I have tried every live lockdown lesson. I save it on my phone from the Instagram, and then I look in my photo reel and it's not there. So I hope this works. Hi, Catalina. Hi, Erwin. It's so great that you're joining in, but we are almost at the end of our lesson. So you'll see, hopefully I can get this onto IGTV, but it will also be on my YouTube live lockdown lesson playlist. This is number 9. So there are 8 other lessons that you can watch at your own convenience. Oh yeah, someone said something about emails. Okay. Thank you all so much for joining me. Have a great day. Remember how I started this lesson about how much you expose yourself to bad news, and there's so much out there. Do not get overwhelmed. You are the gatekeeper to your soul. So make sure that what you let into your house is really worth it, because you have to deal with it. So stay positive, stay optimistic, and remember, beauty is not where you look, it is how. That is the end of my lesson today. Thank you so much, and see you tomorrow for lesson number 10. Bye.